this would be a perfect example of that. We had a trader that was struggling, keeps asking questions, never attends any of the live rooms or the Q&As, which, Gab, going back to your email, this is the intangible stuff. This is the stuff that you need to do. The in my opinion, the real meat of the training is not only learning it, but seeing how it's applied in real life. I think that makes a massive difference than seeing a training example. And I try to give you guys good examples, realistic examples, but I think there's a massive difference between learning it and then looking at it in a live environment. Because typically in a live environment, you're like, what the hell? Like, this looks nothing like, what? Huh? I didn't even see that. It helps train your eyes, right? It's the difference. I always say it's like this. It's the difference between learning how to drive on a closed track in a Sunday morning at 5 a.m. in an empty parking lot of a mall versus being out there on the street where you can do everything in the empty parking lot, right? You got all the time in the world to downshift. I guess people don't drive stick shifts anymore, which I'm a fan of stick shifts. No, Greystone hates it. Greystone hates driving in general. I like stick shift if you got a car that can go. If you got a fast car, then it's worth it. And a good clutch. I learned on a very bad clutch, which I had to be very precise, or the car would stall. But anyway, it's very easy in that environment to learn the basics, and it's important, right? You need to learn. You need to know how to push the gas. You need to know how to shift gears. You need to know how to turn, right? You need to know how to reverse and park. You need to know that basic stuff. But you also need to understand that it's not the same when you're out there on the road with other people. It's a little bit different, and like kind of. I don't want to say the rules are different, but maybe they're interpreted different. Where it's like you come to a stop sign, it's like, okay, look left, look right, look left again, right? In real life, someone's beeping at you. Come on, go ahead, it's your turn, right? So it's like you gotta kind of, okay, look left, right, boom, you gotta kind of have that feel. You gotta feel like there's a difference between switching lanes, right, in a parking lot versus switching lanes in real life when you got to look to see if someone's in your blind spot, right? Parking lot, you probably don't got to turn your head to see that blind spot. In real life, you got to take a little peek. Okay, am I clear? I think I'm clear. Let's make sure. Okay, there we go. Good, right? So I think the live room, the LR, the great learning place, is a good place for that because it allows you repetition and kind of just taking those skills and then seeing like, that's how I would use that lower low, lower close. Okay, this is why that double top is invalid. Okay, this is why he looked at that level of structure, but not this level of structure. It's basically the experience that Jason Grayson and myself have. It's our opportunity to share that experience with you, because the reality is that everything just isn't the same when you're trading live. Let's just be honest. We always talk about we assign rules to a thing that doesn't necessarily have to follow rules. And, in experience, you gain intuition, you gain little clues of like, hey, yeah, this fits the rules, but I'd be careful. We had Rich's opportunity yesterday with the flag was an example, or the one on Dollar Canada, where it's like, yeah, this is a pullback, but be careful, right? Because we channeled instead of pulled back, this is probably going to push higher. And it's like, there's no way you guys would have known that. There is no possible way you guys would have known that Dollar Canada situation was going to be a pullback that ended up breaking previous structure versus a normal pullback. There's no way, right? But I know it because I spent years losing money. I spent years losing money and noticing it, scratching my head. Oh, okay, yeah, right? So I have the ability to take that experience, right? This is why I don't believe in having any negative experiences. I did a lot of dumb stuff, but it becomes lessons now. I have the ability to take that experience and give you guys warnings. And be like, hey, watch out for this, right? I know it doesn't look like it, but trust me, right? When this happens, be on the lookout. And you don't get that in training courses. I think we do a hell of a job of our training courses, but you don't get that in the courses, guys. Because it's not a live environment. Each live environment is unique, right? The markets, they do the same type of thing, but they do it in different ways. And if you want to build experience, you want to build intuition, you want to build mental muscle memory, I guess you can say, you've got to hit the gym. You've got to get the reps in. So if the people that aren't taking advantage of this stuff, and especially the Q&As as well, they're missing out. They can still get better. They're still going to improve, but the learning curve is going to be a lot longer. Where you guys are going to pick it up, because again, if you're spending 2 hours in here with me every day, right, 4 days a week or 3 days a week, however many we go. Let's not even count the Q&A or stuff like that. You're spending six extra hours on the chart. Right? That's another 24 hours a month on the chart. Right? That's a lot of chart time. A lot of chart time. So it's the difference maker. And it goes the same for me. This helps me as well. This is extra 24 hours a month on the chart that I spend as well. Just bought my son a stick shift. Yeah, nice. Nice. Matt says, just saw the video of the Jason Stapleton fight. Yeah. I wish we had the full footage of that. Driving in real life. Easy in theory, but hard to move lanes, especially on a busy highway. Yep, especially if you're in New York City. Crazy drivers. Gonna be a pain when I have to go back to work in November. I can't attend them so often. We'll always have the recordings for you. Matt said I actually tried catching the recordings of Jason's rooms as well. Yeah, I understand it's hard, man. We all have different schedules, man. It's tough, and I can't relate. Again, I can create. Well, I never learned how to trade. When I learned how to trade, I was unemployed, right? Again, I quit 3 jobs to focus, so I had like 18 hours a day I can focus. I was working 3 jobs when I first started, quote unquote, learning how to trade, but I wasn't really learning how to trade. I was just like YouTubing stuff each day. So I don't really count it. I was just watching like 4 YouTube videos a night, and that was training, and then like trading live. So it's hard, I understand. It's hard, but it will pay off. You see stories like Cody, and he's just the most recent one, but you see people that kind of, he's been working on trading for 5 years, and he just, he won his challenge and is working on getting funded, and you start seeing opportunities come up and happen, and it makes it worth it. And then before you know it, all that time investing, you forget about it, right? Again, I wasn't playing. I was spending like 18 hours a day working on trading. I don't even remember what that feels like. I can't even remember. Like, I know I did it. I know I probably didn't like it. I can imagine that I was miserable. I can imagine I loved it, but I was miserable at the same time because I was doing a lot of work, but it wasn't really progressing. But it was a long time ago. I don't know any other feeling right now than the feeling of success. I know it happened. I can pull back on those memories and give lessons, but I can't actually feel it in me anymore. So it's very similar to like a wound, right? When you first get injured, there's pain there, but before you know it, you still have the battle scars. You still can look at it, but it no longer hurts, and you can't really, in some cases, you can't really remember the details of how it feels as time goes on. So wounds heal. Memories are there. Scars and memories are there, which is good. You need to stay grounded and remember that part. But the actual pain will go away and will be replaced with the pleasure of whatever your current future is.